Hey everybody, welcome back to Gunsmith. Take a look around the factory. You might notice it's a little bit empty. Yeah, you may also notice that we have a boatload of cash. And then you may be wondering, what? What is going on? Well, welcome to my sandbox playground. Yeah, this is where I experiment with little things, like how to put belts together and all sorts of things like that. And, you know, different combinations of what works, what doesn't, all that stuff. I can't really experiment very well with the file because you can't pause the game. And I want a big open space where I can like move around and stuff. So I didn't record my intro before for some reason. I don't know why. I guess I must have done one of those things where you try to record but you're not recording, and then when you stop it you actually started it. You know, one of those little flippy flips. Anyway, here's some footage of me playing around with different belt combinations. I did a whole bunch of like little things where I maneuvered things around trying to figure out how I could get all 6 types of bullets to be produced while using belts. Because I like belt-based bullets, all right? I like it. It's nice. I made this huge thing, which I could probably actually show you in this. There's another sandbox save where there's so much stuff happening. I'm just gonna testing bullet track, right? There's a ton of stuff happening here. Please ignore the mess, because it'll be a big mess here. But I want to come over here. This is what I was normally doing before. This is my hey, I wonder if we can cool every single type of bullet. You know, cool all the bullets, all in one big little area. Well, this doesn't work because the way this works basically is after you can't form it until you've shake the waste out of it. After you heat it and cool it, you have to shake the waste out of it. Now, if it was possible to just have all the bullets go through heating and cooling and then just get shook and then go into a bin, if that was possible, honestly, you'd be better off just stacking a whole bunch of these in a line, putting a whole bunch of these things, put all the belts out through them, go through all the things, sift them out, and then put them all in this, right? Like, it would be super, super easy. But you can't do that. So I was starting to figure out how I could heat it, cool it, send it through this, which I'd have to come over here. I'll just show you footage of the other thing I was working on. In any case, this has been an experiment, right? I've been dealing with so much experimentation here, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and delete all of this because I don't care about it. Bye. And this is what I came up with for belt-based bullets, okay? Because, again, I know pretty much the overwhelming majority of everybody here is gonna tell me, you know, why don't you just use recycle bins because it's way more efficient and effective and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, you know, I know it. Don't I know it? But it doesn't look as cool and it's not as fun. So I'm gonna move this stuff back because I'm gonna need a lot of room. The thing about using belts for your bullets is that it takes up a lot of space. So let me get the Hoover out, make sure all this stuff is cleaned up really quickly, and I present to you my template for belt-based bullets. Here. Place it. And it's gonna go right about, let's say over here. It doesn't have to be anywhere specific. We can just put it here if we want to. Okay, so belt-based bullets, as you can see, it uses a lot of belts. We have all of the supply for all of the bullets coming in from one single source. That's here. And the cool part about, well, what I think is the cool part about this is that all the brass and stuff can all come through here. It can all go out this way, and like it gets distributed and it gets split like 3 times. All the place, like split 3 times here, then split 3 times again, split 3 times again, comes through here with the belt crosser. I've been looking for an excuse to use this thing. Comes through here, gets split 3 times again, gets split 3 times again, and eventually, it gets split twice over here. It makes all 6 kinds of bullets, right? In this whole big thing, right? And it's not bad, except it takes a lot of power, a lot of space, and there's a few machines, like this one can be, but there's a few machines that cannot get repaired just because of the way they're positioned, right? It's just like I have these little platforms trying to help with that, but I was trying to hopefully like line them up so you could all just, like you could circle it and have them all connected, but it doesn't work. unless I wanted to be, you know, more spread out. But anyway, that's what the belt-based bullet solution was. And then we had a cooling solution as well, and that was here. And again, that's what I was working on before, trying to do this with belts. But the thing is, like, so here's the thing about this though. Heating and cooling is just so much easier. So much easier if you use belts. Like if you don't use belts, right? I wish you could just, like, I wish you could shake these things and then just like put them in a former, and the former would just form, you know, the bullet that goes through it, as opposed to needing to be picked. But it doesn't do that. So you have to shake them and then form them. So for that reason, the belts, and really for every reason, just the way this game is designed, it's really, if there's one thing I could take from like the hours and hours of experimentation I've had with belts, it's that this game is absolutely designed around using recycle bins. And that's a real shame, because I don't like them. I really don't like the recycle bins. I think it's a really cheap way, and it's really, I don't know, it spoils a little bit of the realism for me. So I'm trying to find solutions that don't use them. But at the end of the day, nothing beats, nothing can beat them, you know? So I'm gonna go to the global tab. If you go to local and you save your designs in the local tab, you'll see like all the ones you've managed to save from this save file, right? But if you save them in the global tab, you can actually take designs that you've made in one save file and actually open them in another. So for example, this is the heating cooling. This is the real heating and cooling that we're gonna be using in our save file. It looks a little bit like this. And I would make them closer together if I could, but it kind of doesn't matter. I mean, I could bump them in and maybe do like the zigzag thing through the heating and cooling to make these closer, and you know, maybe do a little bit over here where I have the, it doesn't matter. This is a really small footprint, and it cools all 6 bullets simultaneously. I wish there was a way for me to like split them, like within, maybe do a double layer of belts would be amazing, by the way. Being able to have belts cross over other belts, like Satisfactory does, oh, it'd be so good. Because then I could just like have one go over top and then through here. There's enough room, you know, there's enough room for another row of belts in there. Just saying. Anyway, so this is our heating and cooling solution, right? And this is what we're going to be using for that. I'm going to go back into the sandbox so I don't have to deal with like all the noisy stuff. This is my testing stuff sandbox area. Okay. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to get a system now that I have the cooling thing sorted out. I'd like to get the system set up where we can make all the different types of bullets coming from a single source, like I was with belt-based bullets. But I'm going to take out a lot of the fluff of the belt-based bullets. So I'm going to go ahead and delete all of these because they are going to be replicated in here anyway. We're going to spend a little bit of time, right, in the sandbox today. I hope you like playing in a sandbox because we're going to do this. I mean, we're going to implement these designs that we make here. We're going to implement them into our factory over there. So I think I'm going to go like this and go to the global tab. Come down to blueprint 6. I think I just forgot to name it, I think, but this is the start anyway of the belt-based bullets. And I'm gonna go right here. So this is like the starting point for it. It's not the complete blueprint, because I'm gonna take away a lot of this stuff, because we're gonna do this based on the we're gonna do this based on the recycle bins instead. I don't want to, but it's just nothing beats them. Like it's impossible for me to beat them. So we'll just make it work the way it is. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna angle it up this way. I don't need the extra space now since they'll easily be able to repair these now that they're properly aligned and spaced. And that removes 2 belts from the equation. There we go. We can move this. Actually, I think I had one of these. I had a little belt going this way, but I'm trying to figure out if I even need that now. I think I do. I think I want this belt. And this isn't aligned properly. It needs to be like this. Yeah, and then this one needs to scoot over. Get replaced by you. Then you need to scoot over. Like so. And actually, we can just move you back. There's no reason to space you out anymore. We're going to take you over to there. Yeah, these are a little bit too close. Let's get rid of this and this. And I just want to... I'm messing with the template for, I think, obvious reasons, I think. Because this is all belt-based, right? So let's move this up like this. And we're going to want to go a little bit like that. We really just want to copy this over and over again, honestly. So why don't we just take this little segment here and make sure we copy all of this. We'll save this as, I don't know, we'll just go with Belt Blueprint 7 for now. I don't want to make it a habit of not naming them, but I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter. I just want to get this done as fast as possible. And that's my workflow right there, is that little piece right there. So what we'll want to do is figure out where to bring those in at. So I'm going to want, I can get rid of this. We could now slide you over to here. And we can also, I think we could probably eliminate all of this, because we don't need that stuff anymore. And see how much stuff you can eliminate if you don't use, like, without using the, oh, this one's differently shaped, right, because it's really close to this part. That's why I shaped this one differently. Okay. We'll go like this. I was trying to figure out why everyone thing was shifted over, and that's why. So what we need here is... yeah, you're supposed to be like that, and then like that. There we go. And then you come over like this, and like that, and like that. There we go. Get rid of this. And honestly, we don't need this stuff either, so we'll just go ahead and demolish this stuff for the plans. So the idea here is to make as many bullets as possible in the little space as possible, right? I mean, that's the goal. I hope you guys can see that. And I don't think the sheets are really gonna be that big of a problem, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this belt too. We also want to use as little power as possible, right? So in this case, we've got 3 instances here and 3 instances here. So we're making 2 different types of belts. Sorry, 2 different types of bullets right now, right? So we want to place another Blueprint 7 somewhere. We want to place all of these, right? And we want to get them going. Now this is another dispenser, and it's going to dispense to... This one's basically going to dispense to 4. And this one dispenses to 2. If I remember correctly. We'll see. I probably don't. All right, so I've got this thing laid out now where we've got, well, basically 5 types of bullets. 5 bullets that can be made, which is, it's not quite what I wanted. But I think actually if I move this over, because I think they're going to have a maintenance problem right here. If I move you over just a little bit more, about here, I think I can probably solve that potential problem before it starts. And I have to have just a one little extra belt there to do that. But at least it opens this area up for repairs here. What I'm thinking of doing here, because there's a lot of belts here, right? And the only reason there's a lot of belts here is because I have to get to the machines. If I had a system where these were in the middle and they were just distributing everywhere that way, that would probably be better. The only problem with that is, like, the crossing of belts isn't possible. And I've actually tried that, where these have been in the middle, these 4 are in the middle. And I can usually only get about 4 different bullets done before I run into this problem where belts simply will not allow access to these dispensers to repair them. And one of the ways I could get around that is just to make sure that there's a big open area around these on each side for the platforms to go in. But then this takes up a huge footprint, like a much bigger footprint than this. So right now, this is 5 bullets. You have one type made on these 3, one type made on these 3, one type made on these 3, and one type made on these 3, and then these 3 here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would like to get all 6. So I'm gonna work on this a little bit more. This episode, you probably noticed this video took a lot longer to get out, like probably several days of a gap here. And it's because I've been playing around with this. And I'm thinking if there's something else I can do with the moving of belts, that might be kind of cool. But what I'm thinking of doing actually is if we don't have these come out in a central spot, maybe we have it come out like this instead. Then what happens is we can have some of the other, some of the other materials can come out on a different place. We might be able to put one like over here, for example. And actually, we don't even need, here's what we'd do probably. I would take this out, just take these out, grab the template tool, and just do this, right? Take this out, right? We do this, and we just say, okay, fine, save that. And then I can go ahead and take that and just bring it over here. Whoops, why didn't that go? Like right here. Right, and by doing that, then I get the extra 2. Do I even need extra 2? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I don't need 7. I just need the 6. But the issue is, I don't want one dispenser facilitating just one set, because it's not efficient. I need one dispenser to facilitate 2. Or, like I was doing before, actually, I had 5 dispensers doing 6 bullets, which is probably overkill, actually. So maybe this is okay. Maybe we just get rid of one of these. And we say this one dispenser, we just make extra of a certain type. We could. Or we somehow find a way to, like, merge these 2. But then we have to have... This is a 2-way splitter here. These 2 can handle 3, and then these 2 can handle 3. Maybe that's how we do it instead. I'll keep playing with this. I'll let you know. Okay, so what I've got now are these 2 handling these 2, and then these 2 handling these 2. And then there's the spot in the middle here. And so what I'm thinking is we just take this little section. We actually get rid of this, actually. Get rid of... do I need another... I don't think I need another splitter, do I? Yeah, I do. Yeah. We take this little section, right? And we just sort of go about... You gotta go over just a little bit, right? So about like... I guess like this. About there. Right? And then we're gonna take this belt away and replace it with the longer ones. And then as long as we can fit in, I might need to adjust where this is located just to get this. Nope, that's gonna work. Okay, so we take this and we just mirror image the exact same thing. So we're gonna go like this. Right? And then all we have to do, not move. All we have to do, let's get rid of this. I don't really want to make another template for this. It's a pretty easy build. So we'll just use number 7 here. And we're going to go about there. Right? The idea is just to make a mirror image of the other one. And then it's kind of done. Then we have exactly what we want, what we needed. Done. So now we have these 4 managing 6 different types of bullet production, and they're all right here, spaced out. And if we want them to be closer together, which we could, there's no reason why not. We just take the U. Take U. All right, why isn't it letting me do this? Drag, there it goes. Right there. right? And just highlight all of this. And then we just move it to be a little bit closer. And then we have to deal with the workmen. I wish these guys would just go away. Go away. I need them to repair the machines and stuff, but just for testing purposes. Did I get the... Oh, I didn't get the recycle bins over there. So you have to leave room for recycle bins. So about... It would be about here then. There. Right? So this is about as close as we'd want to get. And every single machine is serviceable. That's the big ticket there. Every machine is able to be serviced. Right? So let's get recycle bins. There, there, and there. And there, there, and there. So now we have the extrusion. Sorry, not the extrusion. The punching process. This is just punching. This is not the extruders, right? We still have to extrude all of our stuff, but at least we have this set up, and it's actually really nice and clean. I know there's a lot of belts here, but it's required. You can't transport from the brass thing. You have to be able to transport it all the way through here. Now, I mean, what could I do? I could these 4 to these 6. I mean, I don't know, like, I could make a smaller operation, but this, if you want to make all 6 bullets, you're going to need this much machinery. So I think this is what we're going to go with here. So I'm going to take and make this a blueprint. I've recorded so much footage, like I don't know how many times I've recorded this video, but I have. I'm trying to condense the entire operation into a single video, and maybe that's not what people are into, but I'm going for it, and I'm just going to take a chance on it. So we want bullet punchers. Okay, so that's my bullet punchers template. Now we just need the extrusion. Now the extrusion is actually really easy because they're gonna go into the, they're all going into here, right? They're all going into the recycle bins. It's expensive, but it's easy. It's not gonna take up that much space. So what we're gonna do for this is we're gonna need 6 dispensers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And we can set these up kind of next to each other. Probably want to go 2 and 2. I think so. For space reasons. It's about like this. And then you want to separate them about like that. I think that's too far. Let's double check. Come on now. Yeah. So they need to be here, right? Which is not at all where I wanted to put that, but whatever. Go like that, and then go like... Why does that never hit where I want it to? It always goes away every time I try to drag it. There it goes. All right, there's this. Like this. No, we can't do this. Well, this is only 3 types. This is 3. What's the time limit on these again? If I'm outputting the punched ones, let's say 9mm punch. This is 3 seconds. What is it for the other stuff? It's 3 seconds for you too. Is it 3 seconds for every single one? We're looking for the punched ones because this is the process of extrusion. So we want to see. I think it's 3 seconds for every one. Yes, okay. Every single one is 3 seconds. And then the extruders... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minimum. Right? The extruders output... Crafting for 3, output is 3. So 6 seconds for total. Right? That's why I wanted 2 machines each. And so what we'll end up doing... is we'll take this stuff away, and then we'll have 1 extruder here and here, Yeah, like this. Right at the end here. Probably could get away with a single belt here. I think. It's gonna be the same. It's not quite, but close. It's almost the same in power. The idea though is to go like this. Right? So this is one extrusion operation. It's very small. Right? And then I want to see if these end up like overflowing. So I'm just going to grab this guy and hook up these machines here like this. And then all I want to do is, let's say you are going to be 45 because the process is the same for all of them. So you two are 45s, and let's say you two are, I don't know, 762. Why not? You are going to output 45, and you are going to output 762. All right. So all of this just gets turned on. I want to see if it works the way I expect it to work, right? Why doesn't this turn on? On. There we go. I was like, do I not have the power or what? So down they go. They get split up into their respective machines. We need the cycle bins outside them. There we go. This one's not working. Why? Are these at... Oh, wrong one. 762 punched. Here we go. I actually don't have very much 762 punched. I only have 21 of them. But it's enough to demonstrate the test, right? I want to see if this is making them at exactly the same pace as it's receiving them. And it looks like it is. 2 machines per one of these. So this is our extrusion template. So we're going to take this and copy all of this, right? And then first we have to decide, is this the most energy efficient? And I would say it's probably not, because of how many belts we have. So what I'd probably do is take this away, because it's really not that efficient at all, actually. We can save a lot of space if we take all of this away, actually, and just concentrate it on a single belt. Spread them out just a little bit. And then we pop you there and you there. We do the same thing on this side. Gonna have to move it a little bit, or we can just do it down like this too. That solves it as well. It might even be even better for space, because then we can make them closer together. Yeah, like this. So that's a template. That's a cool template. I like that. It's very simple. So we come in here and we do this, all of this. We save this as extrusion template. This is bull extruders. And now all we're left with is the end, right? We have this template, sets us up for end game, if you will, on bullets, so we never have to touch them again, right? And then this is the extrusion template. And then we've already got the thermals as well. We can already do heating and cooling like this, which admittedly there might be a way to make this more space efficient. You know, we might be able to move something like if we take all of this and we just decide to move it, we might be able to like hug this a bit more. But remember, we have to make sure that we're allowing space for repairs. So it'd have to be like this. That's technically a bit better on space, I think. And then we can go like this with this side. And we move this. Whoops, I guess not. Because I'm hitting the wrong button. Like this. And then we move this. And maybe we might even get better luck making it this way. Depending on where we put it. You know? It really all depends on the positioning for it. I think this is technically more space efficient. You know? So we do that. And again, maybe it's better to go, you know, slant ways with one of them. Depends on where we put it. But we can always move them later. We have them as the template, right? So there's that. All done. Let's get a look at what it's going to take to get these things all boxed, right? Which is going to be kind of the same process as what we did over here. I would imagine. I don't know that right now. But I imagine it's the same process as this. So what I'd like to do, maybe, is keep this template kind of intact. But we need to figure out the exact plan for the end for this. It's over here. This is the end. And actually, it's probably best just to use this. So what we'll do is we'll take you and just get you really close like this. We want to have another belt that goes in like this. I want a chemicals distribution that dispenses to all of them from one central point, from 2 of these. Because we overproduce these a lot, I think. Don't we? Wait. This dispenses every 4 seconds. And this dispenses every 2 seconds. And this is 2 and 2. Oh, that is a 1-to-1 ratio. Well, never mind. Yeah, well, never mind. This is actually already the way we want it. So just move it over here. I thought there was a reason I left it this way. Space efficiency, we could put it here instead. Right? And then this is our template for the end. Which I'm pretty sure I already have this saved, but I'm just going to do it anyway. We save this as bullet closer, I guess. That's our closer for the template. So then what we would do for this is we would have... We don't even need to worry about that right now. What we need to do is hit bullet closer. And again, space being considered, we want 6 of these. And we can kind of... We can almost stagger them like this to make them, you know, better as far as efficiency goes, space-wise. You kind of can stagger them like this. Part of me thinks this is what they were designed to do. Yeah, right about like that. It kind of slowly moves that direction. But I think that'll work great. So what I want to do now is I want to translate all of what we've done here today and all of what I've done here yesterday and the day before, for me anyway. I want to translate all of this into our factory. So let's go do that.